Infectious diseases that spread globally and affect both humans and animals pose serious threats to societies. Recently, bird flu cases in cats have sparked concerns over whether raw pet food plays a role in transmitting this virus. Could this be a real danger for our pets? In this video, we'll dive into the latest scientific research, the impact of bird flu on cats, the risks of raw food consumption, and the steps you can take to protect your furry friends. What do we know about bird flu cases in cats? Bird flu cases in cats have been reported in several countries over recent years, alarming both pet owners and veterinarians. For instance, in the United States, as of December 2024, more than 24 cases of bird flu have been detected in cats. Could their diet be a contributing factor? Some of these cases have been linked to the consumption of raw milk and raw meat, particularly unpasteurized milk and raw chicken, which are believed to facilitate the spread of the virus. Although cats are generally less susceptible to bird flu, consuming contaminated raw foods can significantly increase the risk. So, why is this happening? Factors like safety gaps in the food supply chain and insufficient pasteurization practices have been identified as major contributors to the problem. Is there any research to support these claims? What do the statistics and findings tell us? Veterinary scientists and food safety experts have conducted numerous studies to investigate the presence of bird flu in pet food. Their findings reveal that raw pet food can harbor the virus, posing serious risks to cats. According to Kristen Coleman, an infectious disease expert at the University of Maryland, this issue underscores a significant safety gap that requires stricter oversight. But is all pet food risky? Fortunately, most commercial pet foods are processed, using heat, which neutralizes the virus. However, raw pet food skips this critical step, making it a potential hazard. Dr. Phyllis Entis emphasizes the importance of pasteurization and heat treatment for food safety and advocates for stricter standards to prevent future risks. Today on the show, we're diving into the world of economic indicators. These are the numbers that tell us how the economy is doing, things like GDP, unemployment rates, and consumer confidence. But what do these indicators really mean? How are they calculated? And how should we interpret them? We'll break it all down for you with the help of some experts to make sense of the numbers that shape our world. What makes raw food risky for cats? Why are raw pet foods such a concern? Raw pet food has become increasingly popular among cat owners, as it's often seen as a more natural or healthier feeding option. However, raw foods are highly susceptible to foodborne pathogens and viral contamination. The bird flu virus can remain active in these foods for extended periods, posing a significant danger to cats and potentially other animals as well. If you're wondering how to minimize this risk, experts advise pet owners to avoid raw pet food whenever possible and instead opt for pasteurized or heat-treated alternatives. Not only will this reduce the risk of bird flu, but it will also protect your pets from pathogens like Salmonella and Listeria. How does the food supply chain play a role? Is the issue limited to raw food, or is it part of a bigger problem? Bird flu cases in cats have also shed light on weaknesses in the food supply chain. Inadequate processing, improper storage, and poor distribution practices increase the risk of pathogens spreading. To combat this, federal authorities have introduced new regulations and tightened food safety standards. For example, a pet food manufacturer recently issued a recall for several products after detecting bird flu contamination. This incident highlights the urgent need for greater oversight and control in production processes. What can you do to protect your cat? How can you reduce the risk of your cat catching bird flu? Here are 4 practical steps you can take. Choose safe foods. Opt for heat-processed or pasteurized pet food rather than raw options. Maintain hygiene. Regularly disinfect your cat's food and water bowls to prevent contamination. Visit the vet regularly. If your cat shows any signs of illness, Consult a veterinarian immediately. Verify food sources. Ensure that the pet food you purchase comes from reliable and inspected sources. Could raw pet food really be the reason behind the rise in bird flu cases among cats? The recent incidents have undoubtedly brought attention to the risks associated with raw diets and the weaknesses in the food supply chain. As responsible pet owners, it's crucial to make informed decisions about our cats' diets and take proactive steps to safeguard their health. At the same time, addressing food safety issues through stricter regulations and better oversight is vital to preventing future outbreaks. By staying informed and following expert recommendations, we can protect both our cats and public health.